and she lands on her feet in the middle of the dense forest. You can smell the pine trees and the richness of slightly wet earth. It is nighttime, but perhaps closer to dawn, as you can already hear some birds chirping in the distance. Fireflies provide some light, but most of it comes from the thousands of stars shining through the tiny pocket of sky you can see above the canopy of the tall trees. Ola's on alert though. She can sense that someone is watching her. And she is right. A set of bright yellow eyes can be seen inside a bush nearby. I better move, she says, and she starts walking as fast as she can, or as fast as the thick jungle will allow her. She's also going uphill, so after a couple of minutes, her breath starts getting heavier, and so is the load on her legs. Oh, I wonder how long till I reach the top, she says. And no sooner she has uttered those words that she reaches a clearing. And on that clearing there is a... Is that a fort? She says. It looks like one. She decides to go in. Mostly for directions, but also to see if she can get some food and some water, as the journey has gotten her peckish. Hi. She really tries, but everybody is moving around with purpose. Their faces are stern and focused. It seems that nobody has the time or the will to stop and chat with her. Ola feels out of place, and she senses that she's landed somewhere dangerous. Looking around, she sees a group of girls slightly older than her, around 15. They're all sitting down and working with, well, it seems wood. She decides to approach them. Hi, she says. I am so sorry to bother you, but where am I? One of the girls lifts her head up and with a puzzled expression replies, You're in our fort. We're the Mapuche tribe and we're defending ourselves. Defending yourselves? From whom? Ola wonders. Looking above the fort's wall, she asks again, What land is this? And the Mapuche girl replies, You're in Chile. Ola's head begins to spin. She's in Chile? And then it hits her. She remembers that documentary that she watched at home, where the Mapuches, aboriginals from Chile, fought tooth and nail against the Spanish colonizing America. Her thoughts are interrupted by a woman. She can't be older than 25 years old. She's got long, black, thick hair, almond eyes and brown skin. She's also carrying a spear. She says, Hey, let's chatter on more work, yeah? And turning towards Ola, she says, Who are you? I've never seen you before. Ola replies, Hi, my name is Ola, and I've just landed here. The woman looks at Ola for a moment without saying a word. If she finds her statement strange, she keeps it to herself. Instead, she says, My name is Janequeo, and I'm the leader's wife. Would you like to help us? For sure, Ola says. And sitting down with the other girls and Janequeo, she starts making bows and arrows. Wow. Oh well, Ola is very good at arts and crafts, so she rolls up her sleeves and with attentive eyes, she follows how the Mapuches work the wood. After a good amount of effort and a handful of splinters, she starts getting the hang of it. Of course, whilst all of this is happening, she's asking lots of questions. There's so much she wants to know. How does this all start? Ola asks. Well, Janequeo replies, it all started about 5 years ago when these foreigners invaded us, mounting in strange beasts they call horses, brandishing weapons and, well, basically behaving like they were kings of the land. We're defending ourselves with everything we have. My husband, the one over there, is the leader fighting from this fort. Ola looks around. In spite of the fact that she knows she's in the safest part of the fort, she can still hear the battle raging outside. She's afraid. Janequeo notices this and says, "Hey, Ola, we're all warriors here. You'll be fine." Ola looks at her, smiling, grateful. She can see that everybody's well trained for battle. Their bodies look strong and agile, and they strangely look quite confident. Suddenly, a thump, pum, and then another one, pum, and then another one, pum. Smoke, fire. It starts spreading like only wildfire can. Janequeo's husband, the leader, comes around telling everyone to flee, but to do it in different directions in order to confound the enemy. Oh dear. Ola, following Janequeo's every move, flees the burning fort and goes into the darkness of the pine forest. Ola is running as fast as she can, but oh dear, the Mapuches are fast! And with no shoes? They remind her of those antelopes she loves watching in the documentaries. Eventually, she reaches the tribe. It's much smaller than she thought it would be, but then she's told that they are spread out into smaller groups across the jungle. Messages are already being sent across these groups to let them know what has happened in the fight. Meanwhile, fighters keep on trickling in with more news. Everybody goes straight into work, be it food, water, injured, training. But not Janequeo. She stays still, waiting. Eventually, someone comes towards her. Everything goes quiet. Janequeo roars into the sky. Ola lowers her gaze. Sometimes pain is better left alone. The day after, Ola wakes up to a commotion. She gets out of bed and immediately goes outside. People are excited. They are going to choose a new leader that will guide them against the Spanish. The house leaders are already coming together and discussing on who'd be the best one for the role. There is dancing and chanting and singing and, tobacco smoking. They're also playing very particular instruments. The Mapuches have this drum, a very important drum that they call the cultrun, and a very strange-looking trumpet that they call the trutruca. Ola realizes that this whole affair of choosing a new leader involves the whole of the community and is going to take 4 days. How do they know who's the best one to choose from? Ola asks an elderly lady. "Oh, well," the lady says, "the Piyan, our ancestors, come and talk to us through the earth, the wind, the fire, the water. That's how we know." Ola thinks that sounds very complicated. Eventually, on the 4th day, the leaders announce that they have come to a decision. Ola can't contain her excitement. The cultrun drum is following the beating of her own heart, and it goes faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, and then goes, "Janequeo," they say. And Ola's jaw drops lower than she ever thought it could. Janequeo steps forward. Ola has never seen anyone look so impressive. It's as if she's grown 10 inches taller overnight. The tribe's healer starts chanting around Janequeo, beating the cultrun drum. And eventually, the whole tribe starts chanting together. When they go quiet, Janequeo says, "I will be the first one to meet danger, and the last one to retreat from it. I will go before you, so that the bullets reach my bosom before yours." Ola feels more confident already. Of course, Janequeo doesn't have that much time after this to spend with Ola. She's the leader after all. Yet, she always tries to steal a couple of minutes a day to have a chat with her. Are you scared? I'd be scared, Ola says. Of what? Janequeo replies. Ola could think of 100 million things to be afraid of. Janequeo simply smiles. There is always fear whenever we attempt something new. But just because the mountain seems still and unmovable, it doesn't mean it is. But they have weapons and guns, Ola blurts out. Yes, they do, Janequeo says. But we have nature on our side, our ancestors fighting within us, and the belief that what we are fighting for is not just worth it, but the right thing to do. Ola smiles. Janequeo is right. And for sure, Janequeo has no time to waste. As soon as the ceremony is over, she starts with a strategy. Messengers are being sent all over. Leaders of tribes Ola has never heard of before come around to chat to Janequeo. And food Ola has never seen before is being brought in. Now, of course, Ola is not privy of Janequeo's strategy, but she keeps herself on point by asking the elders of the community. Always ask the grannies. They know everything. This is how she gets news that the messengers are trying to reach faraway lands in order to secure an alliance against the Spanish. The training is picking up for everyone. Now, when I say everyone, I mean everyone. Ola has never seen this many female warriors in her lifetime of books and TV programs. She also accompanies the young Mapuches in their daily runs. How is it that you all run these fast? Ola keeps on asking herself. Now, these runs are very important because they help the Mapuches scout for the best places to attack and to protect themselves. Ola also learns how to use the waters of the river to their advantage, which trees are more pliable to bend and which ones are better to climb, which ivy can double up as rope. Every day, a new lesson. Janequeo is also exploring other avenues like food. She sends people to collect very specific roots and mushrooms, and they sort of leave them outside the Spanish settlement. The Spanish, being totally clueless, just eat them without realizing that hours later they'd be cramping up with pain. Who would have thought that you could win a war by constipating your enemy? And so the days go by. Ola wants to write everything down. The Mapuches keep on telling her that she'd be killing the story. For them, history has to be passed on person to person through stories. This way, the spirit of the person who performed those valiant acts is passed across to the next generation. Ola likes this, and so she tries to record as many details as she can in her mind's eye. After just a couple of weeks, Janequeo's army is 4,000 strong. People have come up from everywhere to fight with her. It's an incredible sight. And so they start. The Spanish don't know what hit them. The Mapuches attack by surprise, here, there, everywhere, in the shadows, like mountain lions in the dark. The Spanish general in charge is pulling his beard out, not knowing how to control this flimsy little woman. The Mapuches find that quite funny. Janequeo asks Ola, "Why does he have a problem with me being a woman again?" Ola thinks for a moment and then replies, "Well, mostly they think that women are weak." The whole of the Mapuche tribes burst into laughter. It seems that in certain places, that is considered a joke. One day, Janequeo and her army find themselves in another fort. The Spanish are attacking with everything they have, but they are no match to the Mapuche spirit. Eventually, Janequeo captures the Spanish captain and cuts off his head, sending a clear signal that the Mapuches are not to be trifled with. The Spanish have no choice but to retreat. They have to go all the way back to the north of the river, nature's natural border. This is a huge win. The Mapuches celebrate by singing, chanting, dancing, and more tobacco smoking, always thanking their ancestors for protecting them. The war is not over. There's minor scuffles here and there, but this will give them enough time to reassemble and, most importantly, to rest. The Mapuches know that the enemy will be back. Sadly, greed is stronger than common sense. But if this bit of the war is over, so is Janequeo's role. She has done her part, and oh, she has done it well. This is where we part ways, young Ola, Janequeo says. But where will you go? The Mapuche still need you, Ola says. I'm not going anywhere, Janequeo replies. But my time of leadership is over. Someone else will continue. I've done my bit and, well, I hope that you will do yours. And without saying another word, she goes straight into the pine forest and doesn't look back. Ola watches her leave while she senses that a bright light is emerging behind her. The well! She looks back to where Janequeo has just been standing and smiles. Oh yeah, she will do her part. She'll make sure that Janequeo's bravery isn't forgotten. She'll make sure that her name isn't forgotten. This woman who took a stand and never was or will be conquered.